Hello there, cats and kittens. My name is Salty Tabby, and welcome back to another reaction video. Last time we reacted to Jaiden's Ruby Nuzlocke. This time we're going to react to her Platinum Nuzlocke. I will preface this by saying I have seen this video before. It was, however, like 5 years ago when it came out, and I was actually there when she was playing this live on Twitch. I was one of the people watching. So I have some like small bits of insight from the actual live streams, but I don't remember a lot of it also. So there's not going to be a ton of that. There is some, but not a ton. And nothing you probably couldn't already find online from other people saying the same stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, so we're just gonna jump right into it. We're just gonna jump right into it here.
So if you're new here, hi. I've done this before.
You sure have.
Last year I made a video about my first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke, and the game I played in it was Pokemon Ruby. It was fun, so here I am again doing another. But this time I attempted to Nuzlocke Pokemon Platinum. I'll explain again super quickly how a Nuzlocke works. You can only catch the first Pokemon you run into per...
So I will say Pokemon Platinum is one of the harder games to Nuzlocke. It's not the hardest one, but it is one of the harder ones. Specifically because it's like the updated version of Diamond and Pearl with like a lot of extra trainers, and all the trainers have extra Pokemon and better levels and better team sets. And there's a lot of... It's just a more difficult game than a lot of the other ones.
Out. If a Pokemon faints, it dies and you can't use it anymore. And
it's not as forgiving.
Pokemon so you grow more attached to them. If you still don't understand, that's not my problem. Let's get started. Hoo boy. This was my Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke.
Ooh boy, indeed. We're in for a ride, folks.
Pokemon!
Jesus, Barry.
So my friend and neighbor Barry is practically dragging me all over the place with his hyperactive squirrel brain, frantically
boy doesn't know how to take a minute.
Pokemon as soon as possible from this Professor Rowan he saw on TV. He drags me out to Route 201 and is about to leap into the tall grass when... Hold it! You guys know going into the tall grass is practically a death wish,
I like
right?
Professor Rowan.
What you're doing is
he seems like the more
suicide.
serious.
Borderline insanity. What absolute moronic lunatics you are. Have you no respect for your lives? Do you have any Pokemon? No.
No.
Do you want some? And like that, I have a Turtwig. I named him Turt.
Turtwig's an interesting choice for this region. Though honestly, it's not a bad one either. Having a ground type is just generally a good idea, but the problem with Sinnoh is that good luck finding a fire type, like just in general. In Platinum, you have access to 2 if you don't have the starter, I think. So it's Chimchar. If you didn't take Chimchar, you have either Ponyta or you can get Houndour, I think, in Platinum. In Diamond and Pearl, I don't think you can get Houndour. I think it's like post game or something. But like, holy crap, man. It's one of those things where I've never seen a game where you just did not have access to fire types this badly. It was terrible. I was very upset. I guess in Platinum, you can also get an Eevee, and so you can get a Flareon as well, but Flareon's not super great. I think in Platinum it was better because I think it actually gets... I don't know if it gets any physical fire moves in Platinum, actually. I don't know. Either way, it's not great. You don't have some very good choices. Your only good choice is Chimchar.
And immediately used him to bash in Barry's Chimchar.
Don't get me wrong, I love Houndour, but...
Right as I was about to nab the Shinx I found on 202.
Oh, Shinx!
Don't kill it. No!
So I briefly before mentioned how my first shiny Pokemon was a shiny fail. The first shiny Pokemon I ever actually caught was a shiny Shinx in Pokemon Diamond. So and I still have that Luxray. He's in my Pokemon home. No Shinx.
So no Shinx for us.
It's fine. It's not good early game.
Right. Shinx isn't that great this early anyway.
Yeah.
Then I locked eyes with our first trainer.
For those wondering why, it's because in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, Shinx doesn't get an electric type move until like really late. In Diamond and Pearl, he doesn't get one until he evolves into he doesn't get an attacking electric move until he evolves into Luxio, I think at level 14 or 16. And then I think in Platinum they lowered it to like 13, he gets Spark or something, but it's still not great. Poor Luxray's moveset is terrible despite being such a cool Pokemon.
See how we fare against youngster Tristan and his level 5 Starly. Oh my god! So in the first trainer battle I ever fought, I almost immediately lose my starter to a critical hit. Why do I suddenly have a very bad feeling about this? Nevertheless,
cool, it's 4 shadows I counted there.
Jubilife City, where we caught Kronk the Zubat in the cave above Route 204, and Magikarp on 218.
Gyarados is so good for Nuzlocke.
Just outside the city,
we do love a good Gyarados. Turn into Sonic for a minute.
I bash in his Chimchar again, and his Starly too.
Woof.
I kept on my way, eventually arriving in Orberg City, and nervously challenged Rourke. I was terrified of his Cranidos, but Turt landed a crit Razor
with Turtwig you should be fine.
Before it could even do anything.
Yeah.
So that's badge number 1 for us.
Good job.
I made it to Floroma Town and was really excited because if you didn't know, outside the Valley Works, you can find Shellos.
She's gonna bring this up a little bit later in the video, but she skipped over a crucial thing that happened at that town where that first gym is. She'll bring it up later and I'll bring it up then, but.
And if you didn't know, again, I love Shellos.
Such an interesting Pokemon.
To get my Shellos encounter.
Shellos is a Pokemon that I never really even thought about until Jaiden said it was one of her favorites. And I still am not... I like Mudkip way more than I like Shellos, just as water ground types go. But I like it more knowing that Jaiden likes it, was one of those things. And that happened to a lot of Pokemon that I wasn't really super interested in, is I found out other people really appreciated them, and that made me appreciate those Pokemon more.
Counter and
it's a Shinx. I'm so sorry, Jaiden.
I'm not gonna pass up an encounter, so I very depressingly caught the Shinx and named it Failure to vent my
literally one of the only people who would be disappointed getting a Shinx.
Sadness and frustration over not getting a slug.
I get her though.
Team Galactic messing around, stealing electricity, and this little girl's dad. So I beat up the grunt guarding the door, broke in, beat up the grunts in the building until Turd evolved, then found Galactic Commander Mars at the end of the corridor, who I was scared of because she's got a fat cat that hits like a semi-truck.
Yeah,
but I had a plan. Back in the Orberg mines, I caught
Here he is.
Onyx.
Dwayne
To the fight because
so I remember being at the live when she caught Dwayne. And that was basically, she was like, what do I name this thing? And everybody in the comments was like, name him Dwayne the Rock. He's a rock, you name him Dwayne. And she was like, oh my god, okay, I guess we name him Dwayne. And the chat was obsessed with this Onyx. You have to understand. That was like their favorite Pokemon on her team, despite the fact that she did not care about this Onyx whatsoever. But he was like... Chat held on to the fact that, like, this Onyx is our guy. This is our dude. This is our man. We love this Onyx. If anything happens to him, we're gonna lose it, basically.
In case things got dicey, I would switch him in to buy time and heal up my other Pokemon. Basically, Dwayne was deathful.
How dare you? How dare you do that to him?
When Perugly came out, Kronk plucked off the Oranberry it was holding, but she got hit pretty hard in the process, and since Kurt needed a bit of healing before he could get back into it.
Dwayne can take a scratch.
No. Look at that. Dwayne is
Everybody's gonna
fine.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
fine,
yeah.
guys.
You see that this is the whole chat being like, oh my god, please don't kill Dwayne. We love him.
The sad nose for Dwayne. Dwayne's fine. Don't worry about him. Don't worry
She knew he was gonna.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah. And he lives.
Dude. All right, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Dwayne gets to live.
Somehow, when Dwayne was supposed to die, he hung in there on 1 HP. And you know what? I respected the hell out of him for it. I let Dwayne live,
she still didn't care about it.
Perugly.
That's one of those things that, like, I'm almost positive that this part in the video was specifically just made because everyone loved Dwayne so much, and she had to mention it, otherwise people would riot.
What a legend. But then I put him back in the box and moved on.
Yep.
Mount Coronet, I caught a Bronzor I named Big Boy, which I happily added to the team. And right before Gardenia's gym, Kronk evolved, which meant no mercy for those flaws.
Yeah, having a Golbat in that gym is basically just walking through the gym. Like, Staravia can do really good damage there, but having a Golbat with that 4 times resistance, it just... that gym's not even a challenge if you have a Golbat.
Number 2, we slashed the guard bushes in front of the Galactic building and ran up all the stairs where we fought Galactic Commander Jupiter.
Ooh.
Let's take a look at how that went.
The Night Slash crits, yep. Oh yeah. Also, Aftermath on Skuntank is devastating.
But, I mean, that won't do... Let's just hit it.
sound a little low?
Him.
I'm gonna turn this up a bit.
No?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
I know.
God.
We finally were able to beat her, but that fight really knocked the wind out of me. I was shaking on my way back to the Pokemon Center when this lady Cynthia shows up and is like, Egg?
Egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, even meeting Cynthia wasn't enough to calm my nerves, so to keep my mind off the absolute tragedy we narrowly avoided, I decided to start training up Big Boy on Cycling Road.
Yeah.
And then he died.
Yeah, I remember this was really rough. She really this was one of those Pokemon that she was like, oh man, this is going to be so good for the team. He's going to be so useful. And then...
So before
Done.
you push up your anime glasses and tell me that Steel is weak to fire, which I know, by the way,
It's okay,
the reason I
Jaiden.
kept Big Boy in was because not only is his defense an iron wall, but he had heat proof, which negates his fire weakness.
Yeah,
But then he got crit,
yeah.
so first death. I'm
Rip.
sorry, Big Boy. You never had the opportunity to become a big boy. I
That's
walked
so
into
sad.
Wayward Cave and found a Gibble. Gibble is an amazing Pokemon. It turns into Garchomp, which is easily one of, if not the strongest Pokemon in the game that isn't a legendary. Adding it to the team would give us such a huge
Yeah.
advantage, and now there is nothing in my way between that and...
Good job, Turt.
And we're moving on.
Moving
we
on.
arrived in Hearthome City where I caught DeVito the Ralts, Kronk, and Puppy Evolved.
Yeah.
We had a clean win against Fantina, and some lady gave us an Eevee I named Milk. Things
I
were
love
starting
Eevee.
to look better now. I was leveling up DeVito against trainers, and when fighting this lovey-dovey couple...
Let's go into Puppy. Get
I
rid
remember
of the
this too.
Weasel. Oh no!
This came out of nowhere. This is one of those things is like, I wouldn't have even remembered that the Weasel could get Pursuit, you know? And that's super effective. And then it does double damage when you're switching out. So it's even worse. And
You're
gone.
kidding.
Just gone.
You're kidding.
Just like that.
And that's why I hate love.
Yep.
In came Shrimp the Scyther I caught on Route 210. Some good news.
Love some
on
Scyther.
Route 213, I finally found a Shellas.
Yeah.
I named it Swoop, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I know
Aw.
you're not supposed to have a favorite child, but Swoop was my favorite child, and I wasn't apologetic about it. I
Of
trained it
course.
up, and now we got a Gastrodon.
Hell
Dirt
yeah.
ended up evolving too, so together with Kronk and Swoop, Maylene was defeated, and badge number 4 was secured.
Nice.
Outside of Pastoria City, I caught a Quagsire named Lol, but when I went to get my Great Marsh encounter, I was trying to get a Yanma and accidentally threw a ball at a Wooper.
Yeah.
So now we've got Lol and Oops in the box. Then I
Oops.
swept Crasher Wake with Milk, who is now a Jolteon with the
Good
TM
choice.
Thunder I
Good
bought
choice of
literally
evolution
next
there.
door. I walked out of the gym and
Like, you
Tingle-
could have gone with a fire type here, but it wouldn't have been useful for, like, any of the upcoming gyms at all. Like, you can say, oh, well, Byron has steel types. Yeah, but most of his steel are part rock or part ground. So a fire type would not have been that helpful. Whereas an electric type is going to be really good here at the water gym, and it's going to be helpful later in the Elite Four.
Galactic set off a bomb. I ran down the grunt who detonated it and took him out because he is weak. Cynthia appears again and tells me to bring a charm to her grandma. So I'm like, yes, ma'am. We found her in Celestial Town along with Cyrus, the leader of Team Galactic,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
starts
This guy's
some
a
evil
creep.
Shakespeare speech about how
I was shocked to learn that he's, like, 26. I'm like, what do you mean he's 26? I always thought he was in his, like, 40s. And especially now that I'm older, I'm like 10 years older than this man. What the hell, dude? Pull yourself together.
everything is imperfect, so he's got to blow up the world or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. And then he wanted to fight.
He looks so
Puppy
much
took out
older
his
than he
Sneasel,
actually
and I
is. Like,
sent
he
out
looks like
Milk
an
to take
old
care of his
man.
Golbat. But Milk decided he wanted to be
40s,
lazy
50s.
and not only miss all his thunders, but also punch himself in the face.
Milk!
Dang. Holy smokes. Mac! Dude!
You can't be doing this.
Kronk
Jesus.
came out and killed the Golbat because Milk was being difficult, but
Yep.
I gave him a second chance and he took out the Murkrow.
Mhm.
Anyway, here's your Dusty Charm. I went out and
Jesus.
caught a Magnemite named C, then arrived
Hey,
in Cantaloupe City
Magnemite.
where we barged into Byron's gym and demolished his team with
Yeah.
Swoop and Turd. Then
A
Team Galactic
ground
sets
water and a
off
ground grass type are gonna ruin that gym. Like, There's nothing they can do about that.
Another bomb, this time at Lake Valor. So Barry, Professor Rowan's assistant Lucas, and I split up to check on the lakes. As I'm strolling past all the flopping Magikarp, I run into Galactic Commander Saturn, who we swept the floor with. After that, we headed over to Lake Valor. So
she's doing trade evolutions now, which is great. Love that. Fantastic. I don't remember if she actually did trades or if she actually had so there's a way to set your game to make trade evolutions happen on like level 30 or something if you have action replay. It's like you can like set it. It's the same way you do randomizers and stuff. You can like edit the actual game files to do that. So I'm assuming that's what she did. She didn't have that for the Ruby version, we know, because Chad, the Machoke, never evolved into a Machamp. But this way we can see she got a Scyther, so I'm not sure whether she had it set that way or whether she actually traded. I don't remember.
Where we did the exact same with Mars. There was a part where Turt got crit and almost died.
Damn.
Oh god. Oh god. But we're
that
fine.
Happened a lot to Turt. I have this memory of him almost dying very frequently, which is weird because he is a tank turtle, you know?
It's fine. Finally, we had to go check up on Barry at Lake Acuity. And
I
after
hate the snow.
6 feet of snow for like a mile, we get there to find Barry at the top of a cliff like, ha
it's just so slow.
You can't climb rocks. Come back when you can climb rocks, loser.
Heck you, Barry.
I'll go fight Candace's gym now, I guess.
Oh,
now,
Candace.
We've been having some good type matchups with the past
If you don't
gyms,
have a fire type,
I haven't really been nervous about most of them. But Candace uses ice types, which like half my team is weak against. Which, you know, nervousness rising.
Yeah.
Not only was I at a massive...
And, like, you can say, oh, Scyther would have been fine, but Piloswine is ground-type moves. And, like, Gyarados can't really do a whole lot here. These two are absolute outs. Like, he's 4 times weak to ice, and he's 2 times weak to ice, so that's not happening.
Disadvantage, but the main threats on our team were her Abomasnow because it hits like a truck and sets up hail, and her Frostlass because it'll use the hail from the Abomasnow to heighten its evasiveness with its Snow Cloak, spam double teams, and then just sweep my team. I walked in, took a deep breath, which didn't make me feel better at all, and started the battle. Shrimp took out her Sneasel.
When I played this game, I had a Rapidash, and that was just... I had Empoleon was my starter because I chose Piplup because I love the penguin. So I had Empoleon to deal with Piloswine, and then I had Rapidash to deal with Abomasnow, and I think I had Sunny Day on it to counteract the hail.
And Swoop took out her Piloswine, almost dying in the process. And then she finally brought out the big bad Abomasnow.
Yeah.
Since it's grass ice type, I taught Puppy Fire Blast. Yeah, I didn't know we could... Anyway, I wasn't sure it could one-shot because Puppy's not a special attacker, and lo and behold, it didn't.
Yeah, you would think 4 times effective, but Gyarados' special attack is so terrible.
Please kill it. Please, it's quad. It's quad.
Nope.
What?
Yeah.
Eventually, Puppy took it out, but that was absolutely terrifying. Last but not least, Frostlass. I wanted to have Swoop Rain Dance to get rid of the hail so Frostlass's Snow Cloak isn't activated, but since Swoop was sitting at a not-so-chill 20 HP, that wasn't gonna work out super great. However, since I didn't want Kronk to be in this fight at all, right before the fight, I swapped her with Failure the Shinx. Yep.
And a lot of people think this is cruel. Like, they're like, oh no, how can you do this? I mean, she did this with Whismur back in Pokemon Ruby as well, when she was fighting the Whimstrait family trainers. This is just, if you know you're not going to use a Pokemon, and you know you might need a clean switch, you have to make sacrifices. People are only upset about this because they really like Shanks, and I get it. But in a Nuzlocke, you gotta make hard choices.
Sorry, little guy. Failure looked up at the
She also didn't do a favor for herself animating it so sadly, I gotta say.
Swoop, Failure was killed in its blizzard. It's really unfortunate we had to resort to it, but I give Failure a salute for stepping up and surrendering its life to the team. Swoop came out, got off the rain dance, and after a close battle, was able to pull through. We won, but it wasn't without sacrifice. We had a moment of silence for Failure, the true MVP of the fight. Gone, but not forgotten. Now we could climb the rocks to Lake Acuity, and when we got up there, Barry's got snot dripping down his face, crying in the snow because he got beat up by Jupiter, who looks at me and is like, see ya, I'm going to Veilstone HQ.
Yep. dude.
I'm gonna go to Veilstone.
Yeah,
we start
right.
running through the base trying to find Cyrus, but when fighting this scientist...
Psychic.
This came out of nowhere.
Porygon 2 freaks me out. It is way too powerful, way too bulky, and it's way too weird. I do like Porygon 2 though. I would like a plush of Porygon 2.
See, this is one of those moments where, let me go back a little bit. See, this is how much HP she had. And she lost 55, right? 55 HP there. A crit would absolutely kill here. Because a crit is ×2, right? At least I think it is in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I don't think it goes to... Yeah, I don't think it goes to 1.5 until later. So a crit absolutely kills here is the issue, but it doesn't look like it would. Like you're almost not sure that a crit would kill here because it looks like you could live a crit almost. And if you'd low roll, then maybe, but a crit always does the max damage.
I would like a plush
so,
of Porygon 2.
Here, crit kills. Yeah.
What?
Yep, that was so rough.
No!
I remember her being really, really, really bummed out about that.
Swoop!
That's her favorite.
We lost
Poor
Swoop.
girl.
I wasn't okay.
No.
Kurt came out and curb stomped the Porygon 2 out of vengeance, but to put it lightly, I wasn't taking that too well.
No. She had only lost 3 other Pokemon before this. She was doing really well. Like, she had not lost a lot of Pokemon.
My heart is breaking.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm like actually sad.
Yeah.
But life doesn't stop when your dog dies,
Oof.
so I had to keep trucking and brought Law the Quagsire to the team. With an intense, blood-curdling thirst for revenge, I stormed into Cyrus's room. Fight! Shrimp and Milk took out his team in no time. I snatched his Master Ball and used his teleport pad to enter the basement where Mesprit, Azelf, and Uxie are all being held captive. Fight! And like Cyrus, Saturn was swept too. After releasing the Lake Guardians, we head to Mount Coronet because Cyrus wants to go there and destroy the planet, I think. And we catch
Something
up
like
to
that.
him at the Spear Pillar. Before we can run up and attack him, Mars and Jupiter step in. Then Barry arrives. Honestly, I have no idea how he found us all here. And it's like, I'll help. Lal
Goodness
takes out
knows.
both the Bronzors, Mars's Purugly, and Barry's Munchlax. So I thought, you know, it was all smooth sailing, right? Well...
Wow, Barry. Really doing a lot
This
for the
was,
team, aren't ya?
So...
Oh my god, no!
So it's... I had no idea before watching her play this that either of these Golbats, that Golbat could even get Giga Drain. Alright? And this guy here, poor dude, is water ground, 4 times weak to grass. So that is
It has Giga Drain?
done. He's done. He's done here. That's it.
No.
It's a whole big rip.
No. Oh no. Oh
It
no.
was a crit.
It was a crit.
Yeah,
Not
I
only
think
did I not
genuinely, if it hadn't crit, he might have lived it.
know their Golbat had Giga Drain for some reason, but it also got a crit.
Like there's
So I
no
was
way
starting to
there's no way she could have played around that. That is insane.
feel bad. But then I started panicking. The thing is, after you fight Mars and Jupiter, you have to go into the Distortion World and fight Cyrus and Giratina.
Yeah.
If Cynthia forces us into the Distortion World without us being able to get a new member, we're in massive trouble. We finished up the battle and Cyrus starts his whole spiel about how the world is imperfect, blah, blah, blah. Everything must die except for me. Then he gets swallowed up by Giratina. A hole opens, a rip in space leading to the Distortion World. And I'm kind of just standing off to the side, twiddling my thumbs like, Cynthia, please don't shove me in there without my consent.
Cynthia, can I go? I have something to do. Our world will be destroyed. Are you ready?
No.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Why does she have
I'm
a...
free.
Oh, that's for the,
Holy
it's probably
crap.
for like rock
Get
climb
me
and
out of
strength and
here.
rock smash and whatever she needed to
Goodbye.
get there.
I'm sorry, lol. We just got you. And then you died.
Yep.
But luckily, remember when I accidentally caught that whooper while
Yeah,
trying to get
oops.
a Yanma? It's time, Oops. You were no accident. You're our lucky star who will carry us to victory.
That face.
We got Oops leveled up, came back to the Spear Pillar where Cynthia was just sitting there waiting for us, and hopped in. Everything is topsy-turvy and the lake guardians are telling me to push boulders into holes. And suddenly I'm on
Hated
a
that
floating
puzzle,
crest of
honestly. It
land
was
with
just a waste of
Cynthia,
time.
who's
It felt like
basically
the
"Cyrus,
area was
get
cool,
lost
but
and
I
never
didn't
come
like.
back."
I don't
And
like
Cyrus
pushing
didn't like that.
rocks into hole
So he
puzzles.
came at me. Oops took out his Houndoom and his Gyarados came out, so I switched to Milk. But I was very terrified because Cyrus's Gyarados has Earthquake. So if Milk misses his Thunder here, he dies.
Yep.
And Milk is notorious for missing his Thunders. But it hit. Milk lives another day.
Good
He
job,
also
Milk.
took out Cyrus's Crobat and Honchkrow.
We
and
love a good
Shrimp
electric
finished up
type.
his Weavile. Cyrus steps aside, and suddenly it's just me and the Angel of Darkness itself, Giratina.
Ooh. Dang. Yeah. A lot of people were really confused by that. We're like, oh, what was that, just cool symbolism or what happened? And I'm like, I'll explain it at the end of the video.
I threw the Master Ball, and like that, it was over.
Yep.
I saved the world. Now to get back to my gym badges. I arrived at Sunny Shore City and started making my way through Volkner's gym.
She's
And
got
obviously he's
2
gym
ground
leader and
types.
he's
She
supposed
should be
to
fine.
tough, and apparently he's depressed because everyone who challenges him isn't good enough and he's bored. But I wasn't concerned. We have Oops, and none of his Pokemon can do anything about it. It's not like they have Giga Drain or anything, right? They didn't, I checked. Oops
Yeah.
is just Earthquake and
She
everything.
actually did.
And at the end, I'll admit, I got a bit scared.
Okay, don't crit. If you crit Giga Impact, that would be really
That wasn't even a
But
crit.
it's all good.
Holy
We're all
crap.
good. And with that, off to Victory Road.
That's some
we went,
damage.
Where we caught ourselves a Gabite I named Flakes.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have one, I don't know, near the beginning of the game, say, in Wayward Cave, you know. But whatever. Better late than never. It's good to have just in case something goes horribly wrong out of nowhere.
Oh
Flakes is base 60. Yeah, it is. It's an amazing. Whoa,
Brave Bird.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
no!
No!
Brave Bird crit. From full HP, too.
You're
That's
kidding.
nuts. And then it kills itself. That is ridiculous.
Oh dear. And that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yep.
After Puppy died, I stepped back and decided the team we go into the Elite Four with needs to be the best possible team we can build.
Yeah.
The Elite Four here goes pretty hard, so
Yeah.
I couldn't go in willy-nilly just hoping for the best. After literally a few hours of calculations and research, I settled on a team I thought would give us the highest possibility of winning. I added Flakes to the team in place of Puppy, and with a heavy heart, left Milk and Kronk behind as I brought
Yeah.
See the Now Magnezone and Colgate.
So the reasoning behind this is pretty clear, but Jolteon, because it only had Thunder, just doesn't have the accuracy. It doesn't have the consistency that she needs. And Golbat, despite being very fast, is very frail. And Togekiss is much thicker, has good moves, has a good ability. And then you've got Magnezone, which has fantastic typing, great defenses, and has a lot of electric type moves. It's got a wide range of things it can do. Both of these Pokemon are good upgrades.
The Togekiss.
Yeah, that I
hatched
don't
from the
love
eggs that they
Crobat
gave me.
and
Even though
Jolteon. I love them,
to not
but
bring Milk and Kronk into the final battles with us, they won't be forgotten. And it doesn't negate the fact they were such huge assets to the team, and I wouldn't have made it this far without them.
they're
I'll see you
retired.
guys on the other side. I took a step towards the doors of no return and immediately got interrupted by Barry, who wanted to have one last fight. Anyway,
Bye, Barry. Ooh.
welcome. This is the Elite Four.
Mm.
The battle starts, and C takes out Aaron Zeon Mega and Vespiquen.
Yep.
Oops takes out his Rapion, and Colgate takes out his Scissor and Heracross. Next up is Bertha.
Yeah.
Bertha loves ground types, but Turt and Oops had a smooth time smashing through her team. I felt a horrible shiver when her Rhyperior came out, but things went well. On to Flint. Flint has a pretty scary team, but luckily Oops and Flakes had no trouble plowing through them as well. And with that, we're on to the last member, Lucian. Now, Shrimp hasn't had much time to shine in these fights so far, so I decided I wanted to let her go all out. She set up sword stances and bullet punched everything.
Fantastic.
Proud of you, Shrimp. And suddenly, I'm at the entrance to the champion. The trainer who's been known to crush dreams in a single battle, and many still fear to this day. I took a deep breath. Things are going surprisingly well, and I don't know how to feel about it. But I looked up, and there she was. At this moment, I have only one last objective.
One of the roughest champions, period.
She leads with Spiritomb, which has no weaknesses, so I sent out Turt to hit it as hard as possible. Flakes takes out her Togekiss, and then her Garchomp comes out. This is known to be one of the toughest boss Pokemon in the entire franchise.
Oh yeah.
And rightfully so.
Nasty
that
creature.
thing was made by Satan himself, and I'm sure even he fears what he has created. I immediately switched to Oops, who's the only Pokemon that can lead us to victory here. I planned to put it to sleep with Yawn, and then Ice Beam it until it died.
Well, if she told us her plan, then the plan didn't work, did it?
That was our only hope. But then, Oops was crit.
Yep.
And that was it. Nothing on my team can take a hit from this monster. And even if they could, they couldn't do much damage back. I sat there in disbelief, knowing there wasn't anything I could have done. And the battle is basically unwinnable now. I brought out Shrimp to bullet punch it so we could get in a little bit of damage, but she was killed.
Yep.
Colgate tried to chip away at it. He did some damage too, but was crit one shot. At this point, I had accepted defeat. Only Turt, C, and Flakes were left. It's hopeless at this point. Flakes came out, and against all odds, Flakes outsped Cynthia's Garchomp. And
Hell yeah.
I didn't think he could do it. He was 2 levels weaker, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I just didn't think he could
speed EVs from them Ponytas.
There was a chance. We could win this after
Heck
all.
yeah.
Cynthia brings out her Milotic, which C took out with a few Thunderbolts. Flakes took out the Lucario with Dig. Look, my Earthquake TM is on Scoop, and we all know what happened there.
Yep.
Finally, our last Pokemon comes out. Roserade. Flakes went in for the Dragon Claw, and the battle was over. We won. As Cynthia's congratulating me, a sudden feeling of overwhelming guilt washes over my entire body, so intense it almost knocks me down. I don't think I deserve this.
Oh, honey.
Something here isn't right. This wasn't meant for me. Back in the distortion world when Giratina split me in two, how do I know I'm me? What happened in the other timeline where I saw glimpses of what happened parallel to this world, that was me too. Those things happened.
They sure did.
Is that the ending I'm destined to have? The world I'm living in now is how I want things to be, but the other Jaiden is equally me as I am her. Even if you might think I deserve this dimension, things don't work like that. Are there some things you can't escape, even when you try everything you can do to alter it? I don't know the answer. I may be able to sit on this throne now and thank all the Pokemon that put in everything to help me get here. All the hard work, blood, sacrifices we made. But I don't think I can ever accept this victory. I don't know what ending was meant for me. And I don't think I ever will.
So, I'm sure most people know this by now, but originally when she went into the Elite Four, she lost. And lost pretty bad. She got crit, like, really badly early on with Bertha. If I remember correctly, Oops and Flakes both dropped there. And then because she didn't have a good hard fire counter for Flint's fire types, she blacked out at Flint. She couldn't go any further after that. It was really rough. And she asked the chat what they wanted to do. She didn't know if she should try again, if she should even be allowed to do that. But the chat, I think it was her birthday, if I remember correctly, and they were all wanting her to do it one more time, just to see if we could have made it through without the bullshit crits and bad luck, you know. And she did. She made it through, but we know that the first run was the original run, and she did fail that run. So it's one of those things where, like, it sucks. It sucks, because if it weren't for those crits early on, she would have made it through, and she didn't. And we now know that for sure. But that's just a huge bummer. But, you know, at that point, you have to think, what is the best choice for the content? And the best choice for the content was to try again. And so that's what she did. But she didn't want to make it seem like she had just won and there wasn't any other things that had happened. She didn't want to lie to anybody about that, which I thought was very good of her. But yeah, that was a rough one. I remember watching that live and being absolutely devastated that she didn't make it through. Usually, you when you watch somebody do these Nuzlockes, it's not frequent that they wipe at the Elite Four. You know, like a lot of times, they'll wipe like really early or like in a really hard spot in the mid game. But wiping in the Elite Four is usually they either, even if they wipe in the Elite Four, usually it's not at like an end, but you know, you don't want to go back over from the beginning. And I don't think she wanted to train up a whole new team from what she had left, which is what you can do. That would be my rule, right? Is instead of either calling it a failed run or trying again with the same Pokemon, I would go back to my box, I would put away my dead Mons, and I would get a whole new team, and I would start fresh with those. I would train them up to the level and try again with the new squad. And you know, that's one of those things that, like, until there's no Pokemon left in my box, I can keep going, basically. But if she didn't want to do that, and it's her run, she can do what she wants, you know. So I remember being really, I felt for her, you know. That's a rough thing to go through, you know, having that all recorded. So yeah, I think we're gonna like rotate, because she has some more Pokemon videos as well. She has another, it's not a Nuzlocke, it's a Soul Link. She also has, which I'm gonna react to, and she has a couple of other Pokemon videos that I'll definitely watch, but I'll be putting these on like a every other week rotation, whereas next week I'll be reacting to either another one of Young's Nuzlockes or another one of Alpharad's Pokemon videos, and then I'll go back to hers, and then one of theirs, and so on and so forth. So that's how we're going to rotate these. So yeah. I hope you cats and kittens have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Hey, you there. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, then feel free to hit that like button. Maybe leave a comment if you have something to say. If you want to see more, maybe subscribe. And hey, I have a bunch of other games that I've played, so if you head over to my homepage, you can find those there. Maybe find something else you're interested in. And all of that supports this channel, which I appreciate a whole ton. So, you know. Go do it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.